Okay, so I noticed that we're starting a new thing called Python language or Python, you know, coding. And the thing is, I put the assignments out there and I forgot all about the video. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the first assignment, which is it's just introduction to Python, and it kind of gives you an idea of what we're going to do as far as from here until probably the last week of school. There's a ton of things that we're going to work on, so you're going to have to kind of make sure you watch the video and understand it. And if you have any questions, watch the video at least 2 or 3 times, and then ask me the question because I don't want to basically give out information that I've already put on the video. So what we need to do is you have to, of course, go to modules, and the very first one is Introduction to Python. So I'm going to click it and open it. Normally I'll put all this stuff up here just mainly for me so that when I'm talking, I can see what I'm supposed to say. This is my cue cards, and it tells me what I'm supposed to be doing. And the thing is, the big deal is these two links right here. So we're going to be using something called w3schools.com, and you can go ahead and click on it and open it up, take a look at it. And of course, it says HTML, but we're going to be using Python. So normally I'll try to make the link pop up where it needs to, like in other whatever section we're working on. The other thing is you got the document. The document is something that I'm going to try to create and allow you to look at. And here's the key. Whatever I have on the document normally will correspond with what's going on in W3. So we're not dealing with Khan Academy or code.org, but you know, and I guess if you log in, I'm not sure, I haven't tried it yet, but if you log in, I think maybe it'll keep your progress. I'm not 100% sure. But the way I'm doing it is there's going to be some screenshots you're taking and putting them on your paper. Therefore, you don't really have to save it because it's already there. So if we take a look at the very first activity, it says example. It says add your name and your last name. So what I'm trying to do is basically, if I go in here and I look for learn Python, so I'm still dealing with programming. Learn Python. So I was at the top, and I was at the main page, and I went to tutorials. I went down and looked for learn Python, and I clicked it. And of course, this is Python tutorials. Now we're gonna have a lot of stuff we can go through in the next couple of weeks. So everything you're going to deal with pretty much is Python from here on out. And if you notice, they got some next and home buttons, and it has explanations. What I'm trying to do is actually work with this thing in order. So, like, if you notice, the first thing we're going to do is create something called Hello World, just to see if we can understand how we can print things. And the very first thing you see is an example that says print Hello World. So whenever I show you that, what you're basically doing is you're going to go to try it yourself. That's going to open on the third tab. And this is well, they call it the compiler. That's still debatable, but anyways, we're going to call it compiler for right now. So what it has already is print statement, and it's already been run, and it has the text that we need to print out already there. What I need you to do, and this is where if you have a big screen at home, it might help out because you can split your screen into two pieces. Um, so I'm trying to get it so that you can see both at the same time. So there it is. So the very first thing it's saying is we're going to add your first name, your last name, your favorite color, your favorite food, your favorite movie, your favorite sport, all in separate lines. So the best thing to do, honestly, you can do it the easy way, which is to control C this statement and control V it, so copy and paste it. Or if you want to, you can type it in if you're really good at typing. And where the very first one it says hello world, the second one should say your name. So I type in my name real quick. Then the next one is my favorite color, and believe it or not, it actually is blue. It's not just because I'm working here at community high school. But then I go to the next one and I Control V or type it in. We're looking for my favorite food, so I go ahead and type in favorite food and um, and favorite movie. And this is why I say copy and pasting might be easier because you don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. It's already there. All you gotta do is change out the text and close it up. Last but not least is my favorite sport. And there you go. And so I've taken care of number one. So then it says, then screenshot the code and the results. But the problem is there's no results. Well, the thing is, there actually is if you punch run. And if you've coded it correctly, it should automatically just show up. But if you forget something, like let's just say I forget one of these and I punch run, it's going to give me an error message. So if you see anything weird like this, more than likely it'll tell you what's going on or why it's like that. And if you notice, it says right here on football, something's missing. It even has an arrow right there. So it tells you, hey, you're missing a parenthesis. Go ahead and put it in there and then punch run. Now remember, you're going to have to make a copy of this document so you can turn it in. So I'm going to go ahead and make a copy anyway so I don't mess up the original file. And then that way I can kind of show you what we're doing and try to go through this as quickly as possible because we still have another exercise to do for this week. So once I get this done, I'm gonna do a shift control, and I'm not sure what that button is, but it's the one above the number 6. So shift control and then the button above number 6, and then I'm going to take a screenshot of the code and the results. And so I'm going to post it right here or paste it right there. Sorry. So then on number 2, it says with the same information that you entered above, code a variable for the print. So what it is we haven't talked about variables and we'll talk about them in the next lesson. But a variable, just like is just a letter or a word that's going to be equal to some value, something that the letter or word represents, and so that the variable is actually the letter of the word. So